Boys, get after him! You'll never catch me!
Welcome back to another Shadow of War video. Today we're going to be talking about Frontline Warriors and why you should never use them. So Frontline Warriors, you'll find this out when you go and dominate somebody. It'll say it under their description, like if you basically like investigate them and see what they are. One of the things that should pop up is Frontline Warrior. Now if you ever see a guy who has this, one of two things you should go into thinking about. Either one, he's completely useless, or two, you could get him promoted to be an advanced class. Now the problem with this is that the reason why Frontline Warriors are completely useless in the game is Frontline Warriors in Shadow of Mordor were actually more useful. For different specific reasons, they had different unique traits and etc. stuff like that that they didn't have in Shadow of War. In Shadow of War, they don't really offer anything unique to the game. They can, however, be made into an advanced class, meaning an assassin, beastmaster, berserker, commander, destroyer, marksman, tank, tracker, trickster, and slayer. However, that's pretty much their only use. If you find a frontline warrior at the end of the game, essentially there's no point to even dominate him. However, if you're at the very beginning of the game and you find a frontline warrior, you could try dominating him and then essentially using him to try to level him up and see if he becomes one of these different classes, one of these advanced classes. If he doesn't, he's pretty much useless. The reason why is because they charge head on, they don't really have a strategy, they have the worst programming in the game in terms of AI, and on top of that, they are easily counter-striked by any of the opposing captains or warchiefs. These are your number one highest, most likely captains and warchiefs to get one shot by any other captain or warchief in the game, because they statistically have the lowest stats in the game. Now, if they become an advanced class, that's great. However, they still really, are not as good as the other ones. So when it comes up to a frontline warrior, unless you absolutely need, like in the very beginning early of the game, when it has you like recruit like 3 or 4 branded guys just to start the whole raid on the fortress, you would need a frontline warrior. Like if you come across them, go ahead and get them. But later on in the game, around like level 40 or so, like level 30, 40, don't go taking these guys at all whatsoever, because they are essentially useless to your army unless you just need a couple guys to fill in some areas to do a fortress assault. Other than that, there's really no use to them and they don't serve any purpose. When it comes down to it, frontline warriors, useless. They have the lowest stats, easily blocked attacks by the enemy AI. On top of that, they don't really do any unique things or anything like that. In Shadow of Mordor, they were actually pretty unique. They had different unique traits that only frontline warriors could do, no other classes could do. In Shadow of War, those were dropped, and a lot of those traits were given to other tribes and other advanced classes in the game. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.